Hey guys, this is Iman and I am back here with a new video on Wishtrend TV. Yay! Now that summer is here, what probably bothers people the most next to applying sunscreen is shaving. Now, depending on your shaving routine, some of you might shave at home, you might visit a salon, and now recently a lot of people have been receiving laser treatments that permanently remove hair. If you just know how to shave properly and have the right shaving tools ready, you should be able to save a lot of money. So we're here today to introduce to you the proper ways to shave depending on the parts of the body without irritation and in a safe way. So we'll also introduce you to some simple and easy DIY tips for shaving cream and foam, so keep tuned in. So first, let's start with the basics to remember when shaving. There are mainly 5 different ways to hair removal. So first off, there's shaving, which uses a razor, and then tweezing, which obviously uses a tweezer, hair removal cream, which works to melt the hair away, and then there's also waxing, which can be performed by using waxing strips or the gel type. And lastly, there's laser treatments, which you have performed at designated clinics. Among these different ways, using a razor is probably one of the most simple and common ways to shaving. So we're going to focus on the most common ways for hair removal. So you're probably wondering, what are the basic rules to keep in mind when shaving? So rule number 1, exfoliate before shaving. No matter what method of hair removal you choose, exfoliation is important. Exfoliating removes the top layer of dead skin, and it also removes any toxins, and it gives your razor and shaving cream the cleanest state possible to remove hair. For example, use Jungle Botanics, their Natural Body Glow Nutshell Scrub, or the Klairs Gentle Black Sugar Facial Polish to gently exfoliate the parts that you are planning to shave. However, when exfoliating, you want to remember not to rub the product in too harshly to your skin. This can cause irritation, and this is not only before shaving, this also applies to any time that you use an exfoliator on your skin. Rule number 2, moist area, dry razor. If you're ever shaving when you're not in the shower, it's best to keep in mind that you want to keep the area moist but your razor dry, as this will cause less irritation to the skin. When the area is moist, this will allow the hair to go in the same direction, and then this will allow shaving to be a lot easier. If you've noticed, when your hairs are dry and you try to shave, it's scattered all over the place. So this just makes it a lot more easier to manage. However, while you wet these parts of your body, you want to keep the razor dry. Now, this is because keeping the razor dry allows it to remove the hair easily and also precisely. Another reason is because keeping the razor dry allows it to prevent the blades of the razor to become rusty, which can also irritate the skin. Rule number 3, always use a shaving cream or foam. So a lot of you guys might get lazy and feel like, I don't really want to spend time putting on the shaving cream or foam, and you just want to get it done. I totally can relate. But it's best that you use this because this allows you to avoid any possible irritation to your skin that can result from using the razor. And another reason why it's important to use a shaving cream or foam is this allows you to prevent cutting your skin. Rule number 4, rinse, shave, and repeat. So a lot of us want to get everything done while we're in the shower, and some of you might not. But for those of you who do, just keep in mind that you shouldn't rush. And also, when you're shaving and you're probably rushing, you've probably noticed that the hair gets tangled and caught in the blade. This is not really good, and it can also be unsanitary. So no matter how large the area is that you're shaving, just remember to not only rinse the area that's just been shaved, but also rinse your razor and then just repeat this process. Rule number 5, keep your movements simple. I know a lot of us want to rush and we might think that we've missed a spot, so we go over it multiple times, but if you make sure that you're doing it right the first time and a lot more carefully and slowly, this will allow you to be more precise and avoid a lot of irritation to your skin as well as cuts and just any other irritation that is avoidable. So if you don't want to irritate your skin or get ingrown hairs, it's best to remember to get it right the first time. One tip I'd like to give you guys is when you're shaving, make sure the razor is facing the opposite direction of hair growth. Same thing with your wax strips. You want to peel it off from the opposite direction of the hair growth. This will make it a lot easier to remove the hair. Rule number 6, aftercare. So depending on how you have done your aftercare post-shaving, your skin condition will be different. If you'd like to keep your skin smooth after shaving, make sure that you have treated and repaired any cuts that you've received during the process, and soothe and calm any parts that the razor or wax strip has passed by. Now we're going to cover shaving tips for different parts of the body. So we've divided the parts mainly into 3, and these are the areas that we tend to shave the most. the armpits, legs and arms, and the face. Starting with the armpits. So it's an area of our body that's mostly hidden, but we tend to take care of it a lot, especially during the summer. So there are a lot of fine wrinkles in this area, and if you look closely, it's actually very thin and delicate. So that is why it's more important to shave that area carefully. So if you want to use a razor for shaving and you're in the shower, just during the time that you're spending washing the rest of your body, this will allow the pores in your armpits to open up. And then rather than wetting the area, you want to wipe off a little bit of water, still keeping it moist, and use your razor in a 90-degree angle. So when shaving your armpits, we don't recommend using wax strips in that area because you're using only one hand and you can't really see like what you're doing, so you might miss some spots. And it's also, as we mentioned earlier, the skin in that area is very delicate and sensitive, so this can be too harsh for the skin. So after you're done shaving, aftercare is extremely important. You want to use either a body mist or a body lotion that's not too thick to help calm and soothe the area. Now the next part we're going to talk about is the arms and legs. So unlike our armpits, with our legs and arms, we tend to have larger areas that we need to shave, and also we tend to let the hairs in these areas grow a lot longer before we shave them. So before jumping into using a razor, try trimming the hairs in the area, and this will allow the process to just go a lot more smoother and easier. And we recommend using a razor or a hair removal cream that's just gonna melt away the hair. So since these parts of our body are larger in area, you want to really be careful when you're shaving. And since the hairs in this part of your body are thinner but longer in this area, they might tangle up the razor. So you want to remember what we've told you guys earlier, to rinse not only the razor but also the area that's being shaved, and repeat that process. And last but not least, the face. So the face is probably the most exposed part of our body, and we tend to shave our eyebrows and upper lips. However, if we shave those areas too much, we might get discoloration around those areas. So it's very important to hydrate these areas before shaving and to also use smaller size razors versus larger size ones. So some of you guys might actually even use an eyebrow razor for the hairs on your face. However, you might find it difficult to shave the face due to the curves and also the inner corners on the face compared to other parts of the body. So if you're afraid to use razors, we recommend finding waxes that are appropriate for the skin on the face and using that instead. Now I wanted to share some DIY shaving cream and foam tips that are really easy to try and also effective when shaving. Now let's start with the shaving foam. First, there are two different types of shaving foam we have ready here. So let's start with the first. First, we'll be using the Klairs Rich Moist Foaming Cleanser with I'm From Honey Mask. All you have to do is mix these two products in the right ratio. First, using the spatula, scoop out the honey mask first, and then pump out the foaming cleanser. And the recommended ratio is 1:2, honey mask 1, and the foaming cleanser 2. Just use a spatula to blend them well together, and then the texture will turn a little more viscous. This would be a great recipe to shave without irritating the skin, but rather moisturize and nourish the parts you'll be shaving. Second, we'll be using the Klairs Gentle Black Sugar Charcoal Soap and mix it with the honey mask again. Lather up the black charcoal soap with water and then mix it with the honey mask again in the ratio of 2:1. Soap 2, honey mask 1. This is a great recipe for oily skin types, but will also nourish your skin with a fresh feeling. The charcoal ingredient is great to balance sebum production of the skin, so will work great for those areas with hair, and the black sugar ingredient in the soap will help with exfoliation as well, which is great to remove unnecessary dead skin cells on the surface of the skin, making it more effective for shaving. And next, let's move on to the shaving cream. Now, for those of you guys who prefers shaving cream over shaving foam, here's a DIY for shaving cream. All you need is the Klairs Supple Preparation All Over Lotion, Klairs Supple Preparation Facial Toner, and I'm From Honey Cream. Mix these three products in the ratio of 3:1:2. They will mix well together, and once you're done mixing it, it will become a very fluffy and creamy texture shaving cream. This would be perfect to use for any areas you wish to shave. It is thick enough that it won't irritate your skin while shaving. Especially the honey ingredient is great for anti-inflammatory effect, so it'll be great when you have to use a razor when shaving. So that's it for this video. I really hope you guys have learned some informative tips. And if you have any other suggestions for our subscribers that we didn't mention, so leave your tips in the comments and we will definitely read them. And not only that, it will also help our other Wish Trenders learn tips that we might not have mentioned in this video. And don't forget, if you've learned a lot, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and we will be back with other videos for you guys. And this was Iman. I really hope that you enjoyed me being in this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys!